Seasons of Love.
Seasons of Love.
So good, so good. Jason Carter here in the ET's newsroom with Mario, singer, actor. Welcome to ET Live, buddy. Finally, we made it happen.
I know. So I'm in the gym working out. Like, yo, we put it together.
So,
time is perfect, though.
Right.
I mean, we're a couple of days away from the live show. It's things are heating up on the stage. It's looking amazing, feeling even more amazing. So I'm excited.
Couldn't be more happier for you, man.
Thank you.
Rent Live this Sunday on Fox. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
The musical first debuted on Broadway in 1996. You have the movie 2005.
Yeah.
You're playing Benny, who was made popular by Tay Diggs.
Yeah.
What did that
Shout
feel
out
like?
to Tay.
Shout out to Tay, following his footsteps.
Well, let's talk about it. The actual soil of the play it's based in the 1800s. I mean, it goes all the way back then, from a musical and made modern by Jonathan Lawson.
Right.
And it's truly one of the most exhilarating experiences I've had with watching a body of work come to life. Obviously, I've done music. I've been in multiple different sessions with different producers and creating bodies, but with this, because you can't be as selfish as an artist, you can be very selfish. You can be introspective, keep things to yourself, and like only share it. But with this, it's so vulnerable, it's so passionate, and so are the characters in this play. So is the storyline. You're talking about 7 friends who are living in the East Village during the AIDS and heroin epidemic in New York City during that time, and these are concepts that are still relevant today.
Right.
And I think it shows how as humans we are so different from each other but so much alike, and how we all relate, and in the sensitive spots in between there that has to do with how everybody express their love, how they celebrate life, how they deal with life challenges. And for me, coming from Baltimore and doing a play like this, I had so many references to use to pull off Benny.
Right.
You know what I mean? To make sure that I had this character somewhere in my own DNA, so that when people see it and they see my relationship, Benny's relationship with the other characters in the show on the stage live on 27th, that it's a real thing.
You have to have that authentic fabric woven. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your character, Benny.
Yeah.
He changes. He plays this slick businessman that's willing to put his friends out in the street.
Yeah, I mean, he used to live in the loft with Mark and Roger and Maureen and Collins, and he saw both sides of it. Living there, being in East Village, but I guess for him it's like, all right, I understand where you guys are right now, but at the same time, I see this vision that is bigger than what you see right now. But he's also not facing the same things that they're facing. He's also not in the trenches anymore, so his reality is a little bit blurred, and he's pretty militant about having his vision come to life, and I think that comes from him being exposed to another side of it with his, father-in-law now, who's the successful white man, and his wife, who he has the pressure of also trying to, impress her father, while at the same time trying to morally keep his relationship with his friends intact. And it's just, the whole play is about finding balance, and what makes you a good human, what makes you a balanced person, what makes you a good friend, what makes you a good, a good boyfriend or girlfriend. When you look at Collins and Angel, how they fell in love because they both had AIDS and they both could relate to each other's story. It's such a beautiful story overall.
Yeah. You are a performer by nature, performer by profession.
Yeah.
I'm sure doing a live show where you're acting and singing is nothing new to you, but it requires a different muscle you got to flex.
This is very new to me in a sense, because like I said before, it goes back to the concept of not being selfish, and there's certain things that you have to keep in mind in terms of authenticity. This play has been around for years. There are people who are rent fans, rent heads, as they would call them, that are expecting to connect with this story the same way they connect when they watched it. And there's also Michael Fife, who's directing it, who has been with Jonathan since he first started.
Right.
So he has the information that he shared with us about the characters, about the the support groups, the relationships of each character. But he's also allowed us to stretch and create moments within that we could connect with the characters in our own way, which is beautiful. But the soil of it and the authenticity has to stay. So as a performer, as a singer, I can't go and do extra runs outside of, what's been given. But,
exactly.
So it's like, as a singer, one of the hard things to do is not to take it over the top. Still stay expanded, but within the vortex of what Rent represents.
Music. We've come to know you as Mario, the singer, 2002's debut, a turning point for you, a turning point in 2004, Go 2007. Last year, October 1st, in October, you released Dancing Shadows, #1 on iTunes chart, and R&B and soul.
Shout out to the fans. Man.
Shout out to the fans. Why such a long break in between albums?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different variables to that and so many different things that took place in terms of growth and in terms of figuring out the direction, in terms of personal life experiences, business-wise, everything. And it's something where for me, I didn't want to rush my reintroduction into the music world by trying to fit into any type of box. I wanted to create a project that was so fulfilling for me and also something that showed growth and just withstand the test of time musically. If I go back in the studio in 2 months after this Millennial Tour and decide I want to do an album that's a little more, just a different sound and kind of fit to what's going on today, that's one thing. But I wanted to create a body of work that was truly authentic. You know what I mean? And yeah, my fans loved it, and
we do, man.
It's like it's something that we're still building on. It's one of those things I feel like it'll still be around 5-10 years from now.
Timeless
it's not
music.
A throwaway album. It's not throwaway music.
I love that.
And I still have there's so many different stories that I want to tell from off the album. Like, I've been entrenched in the acting world and doing other things, and God's been gifting me with these amazing opportunities. And but there's so many stories, man, that are just untold, whether it be in the music or on film. In this generation, to new content, new stories that they can relate to, that they can be inspired by, and just continue to break down these boundaries and walls that. You
talk about stories. I want to touch on a story that could possibly be happening in your life. Love. Your co-star Tinashe, Meme, who plays Mimi.
She's so beautiful.
Isn't she?
She's amazing. The whole cast. First of all, the whole cast is amazing. The team is just outstanding. But yeah, she's a beautiful girl.
Well, I mean, speaking of the cast, you guys went to dinner. Are you guys anything? Is it platonic, friends? The fans want to know, Mario. You and Tinashe.
The thing about it is this, man. It's like I'm a very private person, and I try to move around Hollywood without,
making moves, and move without making moves.
You move around the cameras and all that, but it was one of those things where we just, as friends, decided to go out and eat, and,
Yeah, just kick it. Right.
And, she is a beautiful girl, so I'm not surprised that people would think that there was more at this point in time, but no, we're just friends right now.
Man, Rent live on Fox, new music, Mario doing things.
Shout out to, we're going also, Millennial Tour is happening March 8th, the first date in Pittsburgh. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets. I just need to know what y'all want me to perform on tour. So y'all just hit me on the gram. Let me know what y'all want me to perform. It's going to be a great show. We're touching a lot of cities. If we're not touching your cities, I'll be back there to tour. Again, either way. So I can't wait to see y'all, man. It's going to be a great tour, and I got new music coming, as well as more videos from off of this album, Dancing Shadows. It's out right now. Got a lot of good stuff happening.